What compliment do you still remember being given? At the conclusion of a church funeral service, the widow stopped by to see me at the organ console before proceeding to the cemetery. She said, with both smiles and tears, "I want to thank you for your uplifting music. It made my husband's funeral a celebration of his life rather than a sorrowful occasion." In my early 20s, I went to a local coffee shop with some coworkers. Without warning, a very attractive young lady came up to me, said hi, shoved a piece of paper into my hand, and then walked out the door. The piece of paper had her name and phone number on it. Only one word was spoken, but it was in slightly overwhelming acknowledgement. When I was chilling at a festival, some dude came up to me out of nowhere like, "Hey, listen, I hope I'm not being weird or something, but I saw you and had to come over and tell you I dig your style. You really nailed this look. It's really unique. I just thought you should know." And then he just left and I never saw him again. Not sure if this was a compliment, but when I showed my grandmother my first office, she looked at me and said, "This was the reason why I came to America and worked day and night in the restaurant." I was in the drive-thru of a McDonald's and the young lady working the window said I had beautiful eyes. This was 10 years ago and I'm still riding that one. I'm a 40-year-old woman who runs my own business. Due to the economic downturn, I picked up some part-time work at a grocery store. It's hard work, more than I'm used to, as I usually sit at a computer all day. So I was leaving the store one day, walking to my car, completely worn out. A young college-age gal was in her car at a stop sign as I was about to cross the road. Her window was down and she looked at me and said, "You're adorable. I just want you to know how adorable you are." And then she drove off. Literally no comment has brightened my day more. I really needed that. In 7th grade, I wore my favorite shirt to school and someone said, "Cool shirt." Felt so good. I wore that shirt at least once a week for the next couple of months. Then someone said, "Why do you always wear that shirt?" Felt so bad. I only wore it to school again when all my other shirts were dirty. A group of drunk girls in a bar gave me a hug because I smelled yummy and wanted to smell yummy too. A drunk woman at a bar was walking past me and stopped and said, "In case anyone hasn't told you, you look really good tonight," and then kept on walking. That was 3 to 4 years ago. Still makes me feel good when I think about it. When I was in high school, I was put in a special math class for students that weren't so good in the subject. We learned the same things, but the class just went at a slower pace. I took AP English and history classes, but math and science were essentially foreign concepts to me. I guess so I kind of needed it. In 10th grade, the math teacher my special math class was assigned to was Mr. Smith, not real name. Mr. Smith was the football coach and just had a reputation for being this very stoic and stern individual who many students were afraid of. No matter how much of a rebel you were, no one fucked around in a Mr. Smith class. One day towards the end of the year, Mr. Smith told me to stay behind for a moment when I was leaving his class. After everyone left, he told me that he just wanted to let me know that he saw how much I was improving and that he was proud of me. I left that class and almost cried. What he said was so simple, but coming from him it meant so much. He never gave out compliments and always seemed like more of a tough love type of guy. I always worked hard for my grads, and at that time I really needed what he said to me.